Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George, or all George. So, it's looking good today. People are waking up to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is coming up. What's that about? Well, maybe because economies are crumbling around the world and people are looking for something better. So, let's talk about what's going on tonight and what's going on around the world right now. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com. And make sure you check out my other channels as well, such as Drivers Only, because I created a really nice video today for you guys. So make sure you check it out. But let's get back to what's going on with Bitcoin. Hey, we got a little bit of a pump. That's good. Up about 3% tonight. 19.8. We'll take that. An entire market is going upwards, about 2%, right? So we're definitely moving in the right direction. Ethereum coming close to 1,400 once again. Got a little movement with BNB, little movement in Cardano, Polygon doing well, Uniswap doing well. You know what? We'll take it. We'll take it, right? This is coming despite the fact that, you guys know I covered the DXY quite a lot, right? The DXY didn't really go down at all. It's, in fact, close to 114. So the DXY is still very, very, very high, right? So that's the interesting development. That DXY is still up, and you look at, I've been covering a lot about the British pound. The sterling, look at it, it's still at 108. It didn't climb up. It didn't recover at all. What's happening in the UK is still bad, right? Not only the debasing of the currency, but I've been hearing about energy prices just going through the roof. Not only UK, but Europe overall. Come winter time with energy prices so high, a lot of people are going to be struggling. So, economies around the world are crumbling, not just from inflation, but just from even currencies debasing and from the war, from supply chain issues. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now, which is why I've been telling you guys, more and more people are waking up and learning about Bitcoin because they want something better. And been looking at homes. In fact, I'm creating a really nice video for you guys about homes, demand, sales coming down, right? We're hearing more and more about it because mortgage rates are up. Look at this. Home purchase cancellations are above 15% for a second straight month. A lot of people very anxious, very worried about the housing market. Are we going to have a 2007-8 moment where we're going to have another housing bubble? Hopefully not, but I'm creating a video on it. And also same thing with the UK lenders are pulling certain mortgage products because uncertainty with the rates, uncertainty with the economy, right? The banks are kind of worried, so there's a lot of I go on and on and on about all the bad stuff that's happening right now, which is why the dollar is still very strong. The DXY is still up. You have Treasury yields skyrocketing. The 5-year yield is above 4%, the highest since 2007. And what happened in 2007? The housing bubble, right? The last recession. So if you're judging by how the economy is versus before, you would say that looking at the yields, we're about the same, right? We know what happened during 2007, 2008. It wasn't a good time. So we're looking at all these things in the U.S., across the world, not looking good. Not looking good at all. But despite all that, Bitcoin is hanging in there. Bitcoin, I've been telling you guys, recent volatility, I would say recent last 6 months have not been good. But more and more people are turning to Bitcoin and learning about it, and that is fantastic. And I'm glad to see we got a little bit of excitement, just a little bit, okay? Not a huge pump or rally, but it's definitely a start, and we're not heading in the wrong direction. We're not heading down. So a lot of people are still wondering, well, is this a bottom? Well, we haven't broke that 17K bottom we had before, right? And I did mention about previous bottoms, like 2018, When you look at that bottom, we were there for months upon months, even though we had slow and steady recovery, but overall we were going sideways for many, many months. And that is what it's looking like it's shaping out to be right now too. So, but the good thing is Bitcoin is holding strong. Alts are holding strong, which is a bigger telling sign that the market is strong, that the market has matured, and a lot of people have not left the space because ETH dominance, altcoin dominance continue to hold, and in fact, they're starting to gain against Bitcoin. So that's also a telling sign that things are improving and people are turning, right? And here's another one. I don't know why Bank of America is looking at this. Bank of America is looking at stablecoins, saying that stablecoins are now flowing back to the exchanges, which is a good thing because you need some of that cash to flow back into exchanges so that people can start buying. I don't know why Bank of America is studying stablecoins and their flows into crypto exchanges, but they are. So everyone is paying attention. Even the largest banks out there is paying attention to the crypto market. It's not just the average Joe, it's not retail investors. We're talking about institutions. We're talking about the banks, the largest asset holders out there. We're talking about BlackRock and Fidelity. They're all in the space. And if that doesn't say something to you, then I don't know what will, okay? So everyone is paying attention. So this is also pretty good. And also I saw this. This is a pretty good, interesting look at U.S. markets. The S&P 500, with the first 184 days of trading of this year, is down about 23.3%, right? Which is the fourth worst recorded in history, going all the way back to the Great Depression age of 1931, right? So not good. But you look at all these previous drawdowns, vast majority of them going to year end, they ended up being in the green. So can we have something like that happen too? Besides the fact that, yeah, we had a really bad one in the 30s, a couple bad ones in the 30s, and one time in 2008, because we know what happened in 2008 with the housing bubble, right? Besides those times, all the other times are actually pretty good. Ended up in the green by the end of the year. Is that a possibility for this year? Probably not. Probably not. I don't imagine the S&P and everything else is going to go on a crazy rally to actually turn green for the year. But it does show you sometimes when it seems like all is lost and we are just absolutely in free fall, everything's in free fall, and it seems like there's no hope in sight. That's usually when things turn around, right? And we're in one of those stages right now. Although a lot of people argue things could get much worse, much worse. Inflation is still rampant. Currencies are still debasing themselves, right? And who knows about the war? If Putin starts using nuclear options, and there's rumors about China trying to take over Taiwan. So of course there are still macro stuff we have to worry about, right? But assuming the worst is not going to come, and the banks actually get control of what's happening with inflation, well, then we can have a good rally afterwards, and then we'll see, right? So this is also pretty encouraging that maybe we're going to get something good coming out of the last few months of this year. Of course, Bitcoin, right? We know that there is this large correlation right now, Bitcoin with U.S. markets, with S&P, with Nasdaq, mostly with Nasdaq. But you could see this one right here, Nasdaq's RSI showing a bottom, right? Right when Bitcoin hit 17,000. And since then, it's been kind of teeter-tottering and we're hovering around 19,000. But the last two times RSI and Nasdaq hit that low actually correlated with the bottoms of Bitcoin going back to 2018 and 2020, right? So does that mean that 17K was bottom for Bitcoin? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Also, pretty encouraging. All right. Yeah, overall, I wanted to start with that. I did see a couple other interesting things about certain altcoins besides Bitcoin. So a lot of you guys know that Cosmos, You know, they have their Cosmos verse that's going on right now. But the big talk of the town is the interchain security. And I have mentioned this before, but this will allow smaller projects to basically borrow the nodes from Cosmos. So it's a big deal. You don't really hear about this with any other chain. So Cosmos is doing well. But besides this interchain security, they're also going to ramp up their liquid staking, which allows you to stake and still use a synthetic token to go trade with, right? So they're working on that as well. And also interchain security does help the stakers as well. So there's an aspect to it that benefits the stakers. So that's pretty good. And plus, you have Komodo's AtomicDEX that will be connecting to Cosmos. So I haven't used this DEX personally, but it's one of those permissionless DEXs that is bridging up with Cosmos, right? Cosmos is meant to be a cosmos of chains, a cosmos of dApps, and more are coming to it. So pretty positive for Cosmos. So good stuff happening with them. Also, good stuff is happening to VeChain. Their new POA 2.0 will be released soon, and it introduces a new consensus mechanism that uses Satoshi's consensus along with something else that adds on to it, making it even more secure so that double spending is not going to be an issue. And basically the chain becomes better, faster, more decentralized, more scalable. Everything about it is better afterwards. So that is something that we can look forward to. And this is already running in their testnet. And of course, VeChain is still making a ton of partnerships left to right. It's a chain that's actively being used right now. It's not just in vaporware. So the latest is TrueTrace, which is a Canadian SaaS company that works with a lot of industries: food, apparel, pharmaceutical, cannabis, to name a few, right? So there's still a lot of things happening on VeChain, which is very, very positive. Also, IOTA started moving up today. So, looking into IOTA, what's going on? Well, the biggest thing is their new testnet chain called Shimmer, and it's going to come out in a couple of days. There will be a new token. So kind of like Polkadot with Kusama, and Kusama is like a testnet chain for Polkadot. That's exactly what Shimmer is to IOTA. It's a testnet chain. It's a full-fledged DAG. It's not even a blockchain. It's a DAG, but yeah, it's gonna have a new token, and it's gonna allow DApp makers to kind of program on top of it first before moving IOTA. And IOTA has another chain too that's coming out too, but it's the first one that's coming out. That's why they're doing pretty good recently too. Last few things, I did see this NEXO. Not a lot of people are asking about lending accounts these days, but NEXO is still one that exists. California, among 7 other states, are basically blocking NEXO. NEXO already canceled their interest-bearing accounts in the U.S. for the most part. So I don't know what they're going after, but I mean, basically all centralized lending platforms will probably cease to exist, right? At least in the U.S. So I don't know how many of you guys are on NEXO, but the latest thing with Vold, some of you guys have been asking about Vold, is they're trying to sell to NEXO. So it seems like NEXO is still pretty healthy, but in terms of operating in the U.S., it seems like that's going to be a no-go. And lastly, Kwon, who is now wanted by Interpol, not only the South Korean authorities, but Interpol, he is still being as brash and as arrogant as ever. So on Twitter, he's still saying, I'm making zero effort to hide. I go on walks, go to malls, right? And no one cares. We will see. We will see if that is true, or he's hiding out in some basement or some island. I have a hard time believing that he's this nonchalant about Interpol, putting red notice on him, and South Korean authorities trying to take away his passport. I mean, these are serious stuff, and he's treating it, and he's going on Twitter. He's probably having a nervous breakdown right now, to be honest, right? Like, what else is he going to do? He probably lost all his friends. He can't communicate with his family. He's by himself, and all he could do is go on Twitter and on his phone all day. And that's probably why he's doing what he's doing. He's a desperate man at this point. I don't know if you can hide out for that long. All right. That's pretty much it. Today, like I said, Got a little boost. Tonight we had a little boost. We'll take it. But overall, economies around the world still not doing very well. It's not doing well at all. You could argue that economies around the world are crumbling right now. And we need something better. We do have something better. And more people are waking up to that. So that's it. That's it. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, I remember to take myself off of mute. Do I see ETC as a security? No, they didn't have ICO. They just forked off, so I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see. Scrolling up here. Golden Sun. What do we need to know about Kwon XTC? I don't know about XTC. Kwon, the only thing I know is they're really business-to-business focused project. So they tend to keep to themselves. They do work with a lot of brands, but outside of that and their overledger, which really helps companies get involved with blockchain, provides interoperability, gets them, involved. So that's what they're all about. ETH will explode. Don't forget about Lunar. I don't know anything about Lunar. LNR, never heard of it. BDC will be at 35,000 by the end of the year. There's a chance. There's a chance. We were not far off from 30,000. We hit 25.2, 25.3 recently. If we hit 30,000, let's say by end of November, and we still have December to go, you know what? Things could get crazy by the end of December. Tom Reyes, Chainlink is up, broken out of daily trend. Good. Good. I mean, they do have their conference coming up. I covered that recently. I mean, they're only up like $2. I don't know what kind of daily trend you're looking at, but they're up 10% for the week and 23% for the month, so that's good. So I think there's a lot of excitement over their I think they call it SmartCon or something like that. Golden Sun, no problem. WD asks George, do you see crypto someday thriving on the stock market and exchange traded products? The difference is they will have to provide KYC. No, one day what we're going to see is we're just going to see exchanges, first of all, allowing trading of crypto. And second of all, yeah, we will see exchange traded products. ETPs already exist overseas in Europe, but we will see ETFs. We will see ETFs based on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptos. It's going to happen. So, will you have to provide KYC? Probably. But you're going to see all of them being offered in the same apps, same brokerages, side by side. There's no question about it. It's starting to happen already. So there's no question about it. Soon in the future, you may see Nasdaq themselves offer Bitcoin trading or Ethereum trading. NBA starts in 21 days. I haven't paid attention to all the big trades and stuff. There's been a lot of movement, but I haven't really paid attention. Chainlink's ICCP will be a game changer. Yeah, that's the bridging that they've been hyping up for a while. It is a game changer if it works as intended, which means every dApp, every chain can now talk to each other. And we know that basically they all talk to Chainlink at this point. So it'll be a big deal if they could get it to work. Voyager digital auction concluded 1.422 billion. Who bought? Who bought? Even though Kwon gets arrested, he'll still be tweeting from jail somehow. Maybe. Maybe. Do you think ADA is overvalued in today's market? No, not really. I'm surprised they didn't move more because of Vasil, but no, I don't think they're overvalued. If you look at some of the other projects, they're priced just right. Any hope for Doge? Yeah, just know that Elon is not giving up on them. Vulcan Forge is like a gaming platform. I haven't heard much about them recently. They were promising, but much smaller than, say, Gala. Gala still has most of the momentum. So, do you have a way to donate without YouTube? Eternity? I used to. I don't know if the site works anymore. Hold on, let me check it. Oh no, I don't. No, it's okay, man. I appreciate your donation, the thought of donation. It's okay. I don't really have an address or anything like that. You could do me a favor and go join one of my affiliates. Go to ITrustCapital or go to MEXC and start trading. Throw a 125x on XRP. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I appreciate your support. Constellations Mainnet 2.0 is launching on Wednesday. We'll see what happens. DAG has been very disappointing. I thought they had very good potential. It looked promising. They have the U.S. Air Force involved, but they just have no momentum at all. So hopefully DAG 2 or we'll do better. I hope so. I hope so. By the way, George, your drone footage is legit. Thank you. It's my new drone. That drone is amazing. It's not the best. The only thing it's missing is side sensors, but it has front and back, up and down sensors, and it can do follow pretty well. And the footage is damn clear. I'm going to be utilizing that drone a lot more in the future, but it's worth it. Worth it for sure. FTX won the Voyager auction. No surprise. Voyager, FTX been eyeing them for quite some time. So, oh shoot, I forgot to change my screen. There we go. I've been looking at the wrong camera. Joe, appreciate it. Got a story for your channel on how my Coinbase account got hacked and how I got money back. Everyone should know. Squirrel Master. Okay, you could choose. You could email it to me. No promises on what share, but yeah, that'll be interesting. Now Mike reminds me. Are you more of a skinny jeans guy or baggy jeans? More baggy jeans. For a time period when I lost a ton of weight, I was into skinny jeans. That was probably over 10 years ago. I lost like close to 60 pounds. And I was pretty fit. So I was rocking 32 skinny jeans back then, but no longer. Mike D, head over to drivers only. I even made a community post on CryptosRUs so people could take a look at it. But you know what? I don't care. I'm going to show it right now. Because not only the drone footage, but I got to say, I spent a tremendous amount of time. I spent a tremendous amount of time on this video. I would say it's the best edited video I've ever done in my life. And you guys all should check it out. And my car channel is struggling anyway, so you guys should check it out to support me. But here's an example of the drone video. I mean, it's damn clear. This drone is amazing. I got some really good footage in there. And I got a 060. No, that's not a drone. Anyways, you guys just need to check it out. It's a good video. The best one I've ever done myself. So on drivers only, head over there. Yeah, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Almost everyone does. Premiere Pro is like the one everyone uses. And everyone uses After Effects too that I haven't learned, so I don't know how to use After Effects. So I'm basically just sticking with Premiere Pro. I don't hold Zilliqa, and what I think about it, I think as promised, but it's in a sea of L1s that it's competing with. So, not quite sure what to think about it. Their last big thing was Metapolis or something like that, and I had not heard anyone talk about it since like 6 months ago. How do you have so many subscribers on drivers only but so few videos? No, I have so few views because the car market sucks. That's why. Back in 2020, you know, all my videos on drivers only was above 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 very easily. Then 2021 hit and the car market started sucking. Then people stopped searching for videos. It happened to everyone. Like all the major channels lost all of their views. And I'm not one of the bigger channels with the car reviews, so I really lost my views. But man, before I put out a video and get 100,000 views, no problem on my car channel. Now, to even get 2,000 views is a struggle. That's how bad it is for that channel. But I don't want to give up. I still enjoy cars. Still go put time into it. I look forward to your metaverse when we can all be digital Georges. You know, at one time, a lot of you guys know, I went into the Decentraland, and then I had like 100 people following me. That was a little weird. So I don't know that that's such a good idea. You know, for drones, DJI is like the one that everyone goes with. You know, the Mavic Mini is the one I started with. It's a really lightweight one, but it's kind of plasticky, but it's a really good starter drone. They have like the Mini 2 now, but then I just upgrade to the 2S, which is kind of the mid-tier one, and it's amazing. All metal, not too big, but you know, it could do all the follows and all the cool stuff. And then they have like the Pros, which is like even higher end. I may upgrade to that eventually, but right now I think what I have is good. I just wanted something that could follow really well, that's stable with high winds and can shoot 4K. So I got the 2S. Outlander, I don't review Mitsubishis because I think they're all junk, to be honest. And there's no Mitsubishi dealerships anymore. So I'm sorry. I have less passion for cars after pandemic, which is good. You know what? That's a good thing. You can put your money into Bitcoin, but usually it's the opposite because people had so much time on their hands. They started getting into the hobby more in terms of modifying their cars. But it is a giant waste of money. I have spent so much money modifying my cars over the years. And then I'm like, okay, enough is enough. I have reviewed the 400Z. I was not impressed with it, but I didn't test the 6-speed manual. I tested their dual clutch one. It was not good. The Supra drives much better than the Z. I think Nissan is failing on all fronts. I don't know if Nissan's going to be around in another 10 years. Air Canada recently purchased 30 electric hybrid airplanes. They could carry 30 passengers with a range of 155 miles. Future EV-only jumbo jets, and how much may a battery weigh for a 6-hour flight? That's interesting. I didn't even know that they had electric hybrid airplanes. I had no clue. But I don't think that's going to be... I mean, it only has a range of 155 miles. That's not very far. And if you can only carry 30 passengers, I mean, you think about it, when it lands, how long it's going to take to charge. So there's only so many flights they could go on. And, of course, the batteries, they degrade, right? Unlike these other planes that they can use for like 30 years. Those, you have to replace the battery probably every year or so. I don't know. I'm sure it'll get there. I'm just saying now, I don't know how good they are. What happened to your OnlyFans account? I heard it got hacked. Unfortunately, yes. And then all this footage I didn't want people to see got distributed out. So I decided to shut down the account. What's your opinion on God's Unchained Crypto? I've looked at that before. I'm not into card games, so I can't really get into it. The graphics still look pretty good. I don't like the fact that you have to download a client. I like games where you could just kind of play on through the browser, but I'm not into the card games. Yeah. Those footage that got leaked, you know, I was basically naked and trading XRP, and quite embarrassing. The Taycan looks really good. I don't like the front end. The back end looks really good. I have not driven one, but I've heard many people complain about the electronics and infotainment. But I have heard it drives better than a Model S, and it's built better, but it's not as fast and doesn't have as much range. Thoughts on Cosmos Solana partnership? They're calling it Nitro for some reason. People have asked that. I mean, it's great. It's great for Cosmos. Cosmos is all about interoperability. It's all about connecting different chains and dApps together. So if they're connecting Solana inside with, say, Binance Smart Chain, with Kronos Chain, with all these other DEXs, and now Solana, it's only going to benefit Cosmos. As for benefiting Solana, I guess they need it because Solana, quite frankly, doesn't have a lot of DeFi plays. So it could help them too. It's good. Good. Why not? How does Demero get so many views? What's the catch? I mean, he just has a following, just like with this channel, right? Sometimes I'm just blabbering about nothing in Q&A. You guys enjoy it. Same thing. Demero is like a weird, quirky guy, and people just watch him to pick on his quirks rather than actually the cars themselves. He just built an audience. Just like Scotty Kilmer is like a really quirky mechanic. He just rambles on about all these car stuff and his thoughts, and people love it, right? Like my driver's only channel is fully based on car reviews, so I didn't build that loyalty, unfortunately. It was purely to review a car. People wanted to learn about the car, they could go and do it. And when the market is hot and people are searching for cars, it does great. But when the market sucks, no one is searching for cars. I don't have that loyalty, so now I have to build it back up. But I don't want to give up on it. I spent like 4 years building up that channel, and I don't want to give up. But it just sucks that before, you know, I review whatever, a Honda Pilot and get 250,000 views. Now I review a Honda Pilot, get 2,000 views. It's a huge drop off. Is it possible to pump in cryptos, Europeans buying crypto instead of converting to USD since it's easier? Yes. There's limitations too, right? Certain countries, certain banks have limitations, and you have to declare what you're doing with your money, how much you could buy of certain currencies and so forth, right? It's so much easier to just buy Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin doesn't, there's no control. No one can tell you and ask you questions. What are you doing? Why are you buying Bitcoin, right? How much are you buying? Where is it coming from? All this stuff, right? You just hop on and you buy it. And more people are turning to something better. And plus, if you're in the UK or you're in Europe, you don't want to see your sterling or euro just kind of keep going down and down and down to nothing, right? And the same thing with Japanese yen and all these other countries around the world too. So why would you not put in something better that is a much more scarce and isn't controlled by any federal bank or central bank out there? We need our MBA channel. I got too many channels, man. I have my I'm George channel that I'm concentrating, and I may do some, I'm doing my house videos on there, but I may do some other videos. Like I said, I'm working on economic videos, set recorded videos, kind of like what Graham is doing. I'm working on a housing market one. I'm not sure if I should post on this channel or post on another channel where it's more like just economic stuff. I'm probably going to put on this channel because I don't really want to start another channel. But yeah, I'm going to try that and see how you guys like it. A lot more detailed research, to the point, stuff like that. You know, I may just start XRP channel for fun. You know, kind of like Stephen Colbert, where he was acting like a conservative and just, you know, in character, right? I may start XRP channel and do the same thing and see how many people actually buy it. I've always had that as a thought. Like, I should just start, you know, because there's certain channels out there that's only dedicated to XRP. Nothing but XRP news. All day, every day, like 5 videos a day about XRP. I think I could do the same thing for XRP and just put on a character. I'm going to be part of the XRP army. I'm going to be pro XRP no matter what happens. I may do that. And I will play the XRP video at the beginning and the end of every video. No, I'm just kidding. I think that would be funny. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Overall, today is pretty good for crypto, or tonight is. Let's see if it can continue. But, you know, in my opinion, we just have to have patience. It's just a matter of time before people wake up, because right in front of their eyes, everything is collapsing, right? People are really struggling. They're getting fed up. They're sick of hearing about economic disaster. People are starting to pay attention and learn about Bitcoin, crypto, decentralization, and blockchain. So have patience and stick with it. Don't give up. All right? So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Go check out Drivers Only if you haven't already. Check out my awesome video on the brand new Mach EGT. And stay tuned tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Last question. Are the days over for quantitative easing to print money to pay for bloated government? Yes, for now, until the economy gets really bad and we get in deep recession and depression. Then they have to go back to quantitative easing, because then they have no choice. And then inflation will go back up again. It's an endless cycle. It's a, like you said, perpetual death spiral. It really is. I mean, the economy, the Fed and the Treasury, everything is just a big Ponzi scheme. The more you look into it, the more you realize that. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.